What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 24 different altcoins in this video. Being that it's at 24, I'm going to try to breeze through these so that we don't take up too much time. I am going through a ton of requests tonight, so we're going to try to make it fast-paced and accurate, of course, as always. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. All of these requests are at the request of you, the viewers, people who are in the Discord, people who watch the channel. You know, you can just leave a request in the comments on this video or any video, and I will tend to it. Normally within a like 2 to 3 day period, but lately it's been a lot longer than that. We're gonna get back on top of it, but 24 coins, enough of the introduction there. I will leave a list in the description below of what coins we're talking about. I'm not going to go over it now just to conserve time. Timestamps and everything will be there. If you don't see the timestamps, that's just because it's within the first hour of this video being posted. I'll go back through and edit the timestamps in there, okay? But if you're watching this and there's no timestamps, that's just I haven't had time to edit it in there yet. So you might have to click around. But anyways, the first one that we're talking about today is Beam at the request of the Determined. The Determined, you told me Beam, but you didn't specify if it was a stock or a crypto. And as a rule of thumb, because this is C-Zar Gets Crypto, and just from what I've said in the Discord before, I will always assume that you guys are talking about cryptos if you don't specify it as a stock or not. Unless I type it in and then, you know, like it's only a stock. But I type in Beam here, there's a stock, there's Beam Therapeutics, and then there's this. So I'm going to go over this one. Let's get it started here. So last time clearing my throat. You wanted me to go over all-time high predictions for Beam. Unfortunately, my friend, I will not be able to do that. I just won't. Oh, there we go. Maybe it might be a little bit more accurate there. Let's see. And a little bit more. There we go. We need our all-time history. Do we have anything that has, would CoinX be more? No. Gate.io. Okay, so we're going to take this high here. I don't know how old this thing is. It looks like 2019. I wonder, does it go back further? Beam. I was checking out Deep Book. I don't know. It seems kind of interesting. I haven't thrown any money into it, but it does seem kind of interesting. It's on the CWIF ecosystem. $1 billion. How long has it been around? No, that doesn't. No, that's not right. Since 2023, that's not right. Right? Is this? This is the same? No, is it? It's a different one. Oh, bro. See, this is where things get messed up, buddy. The Determined. I'm not going to do this one. I'm not going to do this one. I'll do it real quick if this is the one that you're talking about. I don't think it sees new all-time highs this cycle. I think maybe you top off at 50 cents to 70 cents if you're lucky. You might just top off at 15 to 27 cents. You're at 3.8 cents now. It looks like it's only gone down its whole life, so I don't know about that. Beam, again, because you're asking for all-time highs, I'm just breezing through it. This one's too new to really say. You're at $1 billion. That's what this one is here. So maybe you stand a chance of seeing like a anything from like a 20x from here to even like an 80x is possible. But that's just a very shallow analysis because, again, I'm not entirely sure which one you want me to go over. So, unfortunately, normally you guys don't have to be super specific, but with this one, apparently there's multiple beams. So, kind of a rocky start there. But let's move on. XCN is the next one at the request of the Unleavened Baptist. Onyx coin here. Is that the oldest chart that we have? I think so. Yeah. Onyx coin. We take the high. We take the low. You can see that we actually tipped, wow, we tipped the 069 pretty well there, held it as support. We are at about 0.00129 right now. We did have a pump the other day, yes. Was it, I was like, was it today? I was on the weekly chart. I thought I was on the daily chart. Did have a pump, and then it came back down. We've actually given back everything we had. I want to go to a chart that has some volume because you can just see that's a lot of volume there on what should have been a breakout move. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I haven't been concerned about XCN at all this whole time, but this move has me a little bit concerned right now because that is a lot of volume. We didn't go anywhere and we just straight rejected all the way back down here. To be fair though, we still have higher lows, so as long as we have that going for us, there's nothing to be concerned about. But it does put things in perspective a little bit. XCN needs to start showing up right now. This reminds me of DigiByte before DigiByte was in the doghouse, right? like comparable prices, right? It had higher lows. I was like, you need to hold this line. If you don't, if you break that line, you get lower lows. I just don't see this thing seeing new all-time highs this cycle, and it'll probably have lower highs this cycle, right? I definitely expect XCN will move up, but will it break these highs? Will it break these highs? Like, probably not. It probably won't break these highs or even these highs if we go lower from here. So we need to hold the line if we want any chance of seeing new all-time highs this cycle, in my opinion, because that's a lot of volume coming in at a rather crucial point, I think, and not to the effect that we'd like to see it. So all that being said, the daily RSI does look more bullishly charged than it does negatively charged. So it's relatively neutral, of course. Price action's neutral, of course. But I would think that we are going to break out to the upside of this consolidation phase. It just remains to be seen. You know, the best analysis I could give on XCN right now is that you're going to move sideways. You're in this range until you're not. And again, hopefully we maintain these higher lows. If we don't, you know, I mean, we could probably give up these lows, and that's fine. But if we give up these lows, I'm going to be a little bit sad. I might sell XCN. If we give up those lows, I'm not going to might sell XCN. I'm likely going to just get out of it and I don't know, man, put it into Bitcoin Cash or Mana or Compound, something else. It needs to hold the line here. And I was very optimistic. I'm very bullish on XCN. I still am. I still do believe we can see new all-time highs, but you're at a point right now where you need to stop dicking around and get your shit together. So hopefully it moves up. That's really the best that I can say about it, right? You're at a point where hopefully you move up. That's maybe you do, maybe you don't. The best analysis would probably be that you just move sideways. But to be completely fair, based on the fibs here that I'm seeing, it would make sense that you do go lower. You even have expected targets lower than these lows that we don't want to go below. So really, we should probably talk about this one in like a week, because I think at that point we will have we'll have our stuff figured out. So let's check back in on this one. That might not have been the most what's the word I'm looking for? Might not have been the most descriptive analysis, but I meant every word I said, and I don't know what else to say. So Compound is the next one at the request of Pika. We're doing this for you, my friend. $41.77 right now. We're going to talk about Pika and then Mana and then Zen. Pika, sorry, Compound and then Mana and then Zen. 41.77 now. Again, kind of the same analysis that I have been giving, which is that the best analysis for this is that we're just going to move sideways until we don't. Whether we move up, whether we move down, I'm not really getting excited until we're above 90 bucks. Really now, probably like above 100 bucks. But the line in the sand used to be 60 bucks. We broke through that, $63 specifically. And then once we came back down here, that area adjusted. So I think 90 bucks, at least 77 bucks, right? But anywhere from that weekly closing high to this weekly closing high, something above this range is what it would take for me to get excited about Compound. Until then, anything in between, it's just noise. It's just the same noise, the same song that we've been singing for literally years at this point. So the best analysis I can give is that it's going to be boring until it's not. You do have a relative lower low, to be completely fair, and that's not necessarily ideal. But I'm not too worried about it. That's a pretty big candle with not a lot of volume, to be completely fair. So I'm not completely worried about it. And you are crowding your 123 moving average. Yeah, I'm not worried about this at all. You are technically still just finding support in an area that you've been finding support at for some time, so that's okay. At the golden ratio, yeah, you can't be mad at that. So yes, it is a lower low, but I don't think it's too concerning. Daily RSI here is not really bullish or bearish, very neutral. I want to say it's more bearish than bullish, but you're actually getting overbought where you're not even getting oversold. So technically that'd make me think it's more bullish than bearish. Let's just wait and see with this thing, right? Kind of like XCN, we're just waiting to see and hopefully hold the line. But I would say you're less in the doghouse right now. You're less on that kind of needing to hold a critical point than XCN is. But sorry, I had to clear my throat there, man. Really bad. I don't know if you could hear my voice before I just did that, and now it's probably different. Or maybe it just sounds different to me. I don't know. But I would expect Compound moves up soon. The weekly RSI, I got to say, looks pretty nice. Yes, you're rejecting the 50 time and time again, but, man, rejecting the 50 without going lower, like, normally you reject the 50, that's what it looks like. You get up to this area and you reject it, that's what it looks like. The fact that you're not doing that, you've got this, like, bearish look about you, but you're not acting bearish. like you're not following through, that makes me think we're about to see an abrupt move to the upside. So any day now, I can't really give like a specific analysis on this, I could, but I wouldn't feel right in it, because yes, there are targets right now at $52, $67, $73, all the way up to $91, right? And that's the area, really 91, that we want to break before we get excited about new relative highs this cycle. But really, this thing at any point in time, guys, like just like last time, just like this time, just like this time, like it could just move straight up. Like we don't know how it's going to look. It's got so much pent up aggression, and I really do expect it to break out to the upside. Maybe it works its way up there, and then once it's up here, then we get that breakout move. Maybe we just ignite from the base here, like, you know. So really, the best analysis I can give is we're going to move sideways until we don't. And you'll know when we don't. You'll know, it'll be different, right? Because it'll be higher than anything we've seen really over the last half year. So just be patient. Still a good time to accumulate, I think. If you're looking to buy some compound, it's probably a great time to get in now. But that's really all I got to say. My average for compound, my average buy-in price, I want to say, I started dollar cost averaging at, I believe it was $58, and the lowest price I got in was like $38. So we're near that now. I think it is a good price right now to get in. Definitely expecting big things for compound. I expect it to see new all-time highs. Blah, blah, blah. Mana is the next one. Oh, I wrote Mana down twice, so we don't have 24 cryptos in this video. We only have 23, but whatever. Moving on. Cryo C, we're doing this for you, my friend. Mana. Yeah, we'll use Kraken. We'll use Kraken. All right, so Mana being at 28.8 cents. Most charts that look like this, where they're seeing new lows this late in the cycle, I always say the same thing about Mana, because I feel like I need to. I feel like anybody, if I project new all-time highs, the naysayers might be like, well, you're seeing new lows. You've written off so many cryptos that look like that. Why does this one get the all-time highs? Go ahead. Because last cycle, we did the same thing, right? Like we were getting lower. Bitcoin started off. When did Bitcoin start off its cycle? Last cycle. I keep doing this and I keep forgetting. Let's go back. Really started its cycle back here. I mean, really, truthfully, April 2019, right? Mana didn't move up until a whole year later, right? Like literally a whole year later. So I'm not worried about it, right? Bitcoin and the rest of crypto can have its bull market for the most of the time. Mana just needs to show up in that last third, that last quarter of the bull market. So the fact that we're doing this, I'm not dissuaded at all by Mana. I think that it's going to do fine. If we take a relative low here to a relative high, you went all the way down to your 786. If we take this relative low here to this relative high, you held your 0.5. You didn't even go down to your golden ratio. And this does look like a pretty nice and tight area of accumulation if you're looking at it. So kind of the same thing as compound, right? We're just waiting on it to move up. I do believe that we're going to see an immediate move, basically like a very fast move. Last time we kind of crept and crawled our way up here. The time before that we just shot up there. I would expect something kind of in between both of these, where we just at a nice kind of steady pace move up to the top. Maybe we consolidate and then break out. I don't know if by the end of the year Mana will be above this consolidation range. I've been kind of expecting that, but time will tell. If it's not above this consolidation phase by the end of the year, I would expect very early next year we're going to be above that. So all in all, we're waiting. We're just waiting for Mana to finally do something, right? I don't know what. Should I just take this? I guess I should just take that low there, man. Like, it wouldn't have been appropriate before, but that's a significant enough low, and I would have taken this high to this low here. So I mean, yeah, just it makes sense that way, right? Next target area would be the highs here, the 382. Just a little bit above the 382 is very common, right where these highs are. So something around 80 cents, maybe even up to like 90 cents could be possible by the end of the year. If not, I mean, if this thing really takes off, man, we could be at like $1.67 to $2.12 by the end of the year. If not, sometime early next year, I would definitely expect that we're up here. We're probably going to break this zone, and then when we break that zone, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a very quick move, right? I mean, you can see what happened last time we had this accumulation phase, right? When we broke it, we had a nice little quick pop. We moved up 116% in 1 month. Then we consolidated for about 5 months and then finished off the cycle very strong. Man, I had like a 400x last cycle, man. I don't think it's going to do that this cycle, but I do expect we'll see $14.62 to $45, maybe $46 by the end of the cycle. Potentially higher than that, but that remains to be seen. So all in all, we're just waiting. I think it is moving up. I think it's a good time. You know, it's at 28.8 cents now. Right at the 40 on your RSI, your daily RSI there. I think it's a perfect time to turn around. A big move. That's a very big candle with not a lot of volume. Very comparable candle back here, and look at how much more volume we had, right? So this makes me think it's kind of like a false move. We're probably going to get a nice pullback or throwback from this move here soon. If not today, over the days, over the weeks. So definitely a great time to get in, probably across the board for most cryptos because of what went on today in the Middle East. So next thing is Zen here. Also for CryoC, Zen Horizon. $7.32. We're at $7.32. Zen being boring as well, right? It hasn't really done too much this cycle, but it's in a better posturing than some cryptos are, right? You're still in your accumulation phase. You are still having higher lows, so that's nice. Definitely a long phase of accumulation here. I would expect, just like Mana, just like Compound, just like XCN, just like Litecoin, you could name a plethora of cryptos that more or less look like this right now. Whenever it does come time, I expect you're going to get a very nice move up. By the end of the year, you really could be at 45 bucks, 58 bucks. You're at 731 right now. If not by the end of the year, I'd say the same thing as like Mana. You know, maybe you'll be at the top of this range, but then next year you'll be like very early next year. You'd be up here. So 20 bucks minimum target to go to from here. You're at 732 now. By the end of the year, maximum kind of targets by the end of the year, what I expect is like 45.77 to 58.76. And certainly I think Horizon has new all-time highs in it, 442, 1469. I don't want to go over the all-time highs for everything unless they're specifically requested, because that's just going to make this video take forever. I'm already, I think, 18 minutes into it, and I haven't even we haven't even made a dent in this list. So yeah, perfect time to buy, right? Kind of looks like a symmetrical triangle right now, right? Very perfect. Nice areas of support each time. If you linger here, that's bad. If you do exactly what you did the last few times, I think that'd be good. And it does look to me like you're bouncing off the bottom and you're lingering at the top zone. So I would think this zone is more fragile. You probably will break out to the upside. You'll be moving up to these points of resistance at $13, $20 in no time. I definitely think, $20 by the end of the year is in the bag, if not dramatically higher. So that's Zen. I hope that helps. Let's move on to BIGTIME. The request of element, BIGTIME. Oh, not x.com. Where are we at here? Where? There it is, BIGTIME. Okay. Let's just see what was on X. Oh yeah, I was looking up Deep Book. That's right. And just because I'm saying it looked interesting, I haven't put any money in it, guys. Right? It looks interesting, but I don't know how well it will do. Comparison to this, I think, is Safe actually, and somebody requested Safe on here. RP, you requested Safe, so we'll be going over Safe actually here. But Zen, no, not Zen. We're talking about where is it? Not Book of Memes. I think Book of Memes is overrated, guys. As far as meme coins go, there's so many better prospects. To be fair though, Book of Memes right now is at a decent price compared to whenever it came out. But I think there's better. If you're looking for a meme coin, man, like you want to get a low cap coin, you know. Not that this one's really high cap, but it's too new, in my opinion, to have the market cap that it has for like literally no reason. This is one of those coins, like if you guys hear, not all of you might be aware of this, but like if you know, there's like people with big money, companies even, that are coordinating certain meme coins to come out, right? And the whole point of them is they bring them out, they pump it up, they hype it up, they dump it on all of you, and then they move on to the next one, right? This to me, this is exactly what this one is, right? It's nothing. This is just a money grab for the people who made it, and it's a money loss for the suckers who buy it. I don't know. Let me be biased. Watch that thing go up 100x from here, but I'm not buying Boom. Really, we're trying to talk about BIGTIME. BIGTIME! Every time I hear BIGTIME, I think of A Night at the Roxbury, where their trainer buddy goes like, I owe you big time. Anybody knows what I'm talking about there. Is his name Kevin in the movie? I can't remember. We're at 16.5 cents right now on BIGTIME. Let's see, 16.5 cents. I don't know enough about this thing to really have an opinion on it, but from a high to a low, it seems you have no volume at all. I don't know what's going on here, but you are moving up. That's okay that you don't have volume though, right? Because like really, I would say it's not necessary to get these levels of volume until you return to these levels of price, right? Like you definitely want to see more volume relative to this. And I think if we actually zoom in, you might even see that. Let's see. Okay, not really, but like, yeah, volume's increasing a little bit on this move. It's decreasing here. You'd want to see as the weeks progress, if you are to move higher, you'd want to see this volume kind of rise, right? It doesn't have to be higher than this immediately, but you want to see it get there. But again, you don't need these levels back here of volume just yet. I'd say you wouldn't need them until you get to like your golden ratio or above there, right? If you get up here and you don't have these levels of volume, that doesn't mean it's broken. It just means, you know, you're probably going to find resistance, and I bet you do find resistance. You probably move up to there and continue to move up. 28.6 cents, 36 cents is your next target. You're at 16.5 cents now. Looking at the daily, I wouldn't be surprised if you move down just a little bit, maybe down to 15.35 cents. But if you don't move down there, I mean, you'll move down less, and then you'll just move up more. So any kind of downside from here is going to be negligible compared to the upside that you have. So that's big time. I don't know why, man. I got to clear my throat. Actually, I do know why. The smoke is really bad again. Smoke is really bad. Those Wyoming fires or wherever the smoke is coming from, man. I live right in the foothills in Colorado, right? That's what they call it. You got the Rocky Mountains, and we're right at the foothills. So you've got the Rocky Mountains blocking off kind of any and all airflow. So you've just got this big like vacuum or just like this pool of air that just doesn't move. It gets stagnant here. So it's hard sometimes. Sometimes it gets windy, but oh man, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see this right now. I got a notification literally talking about the air quality right now and how you shouldn't go outside. It says, let's see. Oh, actually that's not why it's red, but it was saying it does say air quality is bad, but right now it's red actually because it says Israel launches retaliatory attack against Iran. 41, and by the way, guys, my opinion on that, it's never good whenever anybody or any country is going to war. It sucks whenever people are dying, but genuinely, with all respects to the significance of what's going on in the world, I don't think it's going to be significant for the markets. I think today, that little flop we saw, that's like it. I don't think it's going to matter. I think we're going to go forward. Again, not to downplay what's going on in any part of the world here, but I really don't think it'll have an effect. I think a bigger negative effect would be like if Donald Trump got elected and then he got assassinated, you know, like as insignificant on a world scale as that might be, or maybe not, honestly, it might be more significant, but I'm getting away from what I'm trying to say here, man. So let's see. Even if like Kamala got elected, because she's pro crypto, if she, or at least she says she's pro crypto, who knows what she means, but I'm not trying to get political here, guys. But I think something like that would be more detrimental to the markets than what's going on right now. Again, not to demean what's going on. It's not that it's not significant. It's just I don't think it's significant for the markets, if that makes sense. 41 cents right now on Neon. Let's get back to the task at hand, okay? 1 second. Oh, gotta clear that throat out. Grady Scott, we're doing this for you, man. Grady Scott, 41 cents right now at a high to a low. 618 hit, 382, a little bit deep. Not too standard, but we've been seeing that a little bit here and there, and it does line up pretty well with this price action, so I think you're fine. I think you're moving up. Really, your next target, you're at 41 cents now. I bet you're going to move up to 63 cents, 70 cents soon. And by the end of the year, man, you might be as high as like $1 or higher, who knows? But your daily RSI looks really good, actually really, really good. Weekly RSI, it's got work to do, but that's okay. Is there something with more history? There we go. There we go. High to low. So really I think a better representation would be this chart. Your next target is 75.8 cents. And then we could talk about $1.42 to $1.73, something like that. But you're at 41.09 right now. Yeah, 75.8 cents. What was it before? What did I say before? So higher than what I was saying before, yeah. Around these highs, though, nonetheless. Okay, that's Neon. Luna Classic. I think it is just Luna, right? On Kraken. I like to use Kraken for Luna. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, 8, 8, 3, 7. At the request of Flower Child. Holding this 50 area. Not really respecting it too well, but definitely holding. Looking good on your daily RSI. Weird, very weird on your weekly RSI, right? Of course it is. Of course it is, right? In which case, maybe I shouldn't use Kraken. Maybe I should use something else, right? Because it gets rid of all that. It makes the RSI a little bit more normal. Maybe I should. I just like to use Kraken because I feel cool. In my head, I'm like, haha, this is the real chart, right? Never forget. But maybe not. Maybe just to be practical, let's use this one. All right. Weekly RSI actually looks pretty good. You do look to be in a symmetrical triangle of sorts. I mean, to some degree, that could even kind of constitute as a triple bottom. Maybe not a triple bottom. I don't know. I'm going off the deep end there. But weekly RSI looks fine. I do think you move up from a high to a low. Let's see how far you go. You're at 382.236 right now, coiling up in this range. Nice. Yeah, you're going to move up to 3 zeros, 1.5, 3 zeros, 169 very soon, actually. That's going to be your breakout move very soon here. Nice. And end of the year targets could be a lot higher than that, right? You might even see higher than these prices by the end of the year. It's hard to say, but I feel pretty confident in 3 zeros, 1.5 to 3 zeros, like 1.7 in a very short amount of time. Maybe November, if not certainly by the end of the year. But yeah, you look like you're poised to go to the upside. Compare it to like Compound and XCN and Mana, right? It's just going to be boring until it's not. Whenever it's not boring, you'll know because you'll be closing days above 301. When you're closing 2 days or more above 301, that's when it's time to get excited for lunacy to move. Let's talk about WLF. I think it's on this. This is at the request of, what is, I said, it says hash for it, but that's not right. I think it's hustle. Hustle for it. I just wrote it improperly. Hustle for it. You're the one that requested WLF. I think this is what you wanted me to do, right? If it was one of these, you didn't specify, so we're gonna do this one. Or maybe you did specify. Let me just double check that real quick. Hold on. Where are we at here? Hold up. Where is it? Is this might be a YouTube request. And if it is, yeah, I think it is. So in which case I won't actually be able to see it. That takes, oh no, there we go. Hustle for it. You are on the Discord. Okay, cool. Can you do T8 now? And you gave me the contract. That's what you gave me. Okay, let me just make sure it's the right contract here. 0xDA7B65. That's the one right there, baby. All right. Okay. WLF. Let's see. Weird. I don't know why the volume's green here and then red. That's weird. Dex screener's having a brain fart. Yeah, it looks productive. Yeah, I would say this is a healthy phase of consolidation. I would even, it's rare that I say this, but like this to me looks like accumulation, right? Accumulation normally is like the low points. This is like distribution and you sell off, right? But this actually looks like accumulation. Just the way you're acting, it seems good. Not a lot of volume on this move down, so that's good in my opinion. I think that you will move up. You don't need to see the volume come back in until really like you're up near this pink line, but I would want to see and I would expect that when you do break out of this zone, either way, to the up or the downside, you see that volume come back in. You're at 10 zeros, 8282 right now. From a relative high to a relative low, you're at your 382. On a daily perspective, you just moved up there yesterday, 48, 49, 50% pump, whatever. Yeah, this thing's low liquidity, low market cap probably, right? So it probably does move back down to the 236 very quickly. I'd say 10 zeros, 6662 is your next target, a little bit of downside. And then you probably move up. I could be wrong though. Again, low liquidity, meme, or not, maybe not a meme coin, but a low liquidity coin nonetheless. This could happen at any given moment. This could happen at any given moment. You never know. But assuming that it respects the charts, this would be what I expect, and then you move up. But again, a kind of unconventional thing here. You don't have to stop here. You could just keep moving right up to your 618, but I wouldn't expect this thing just moves up to new all-time highs. You're going to find resistance along the way. If it's not here, it's going to be up at 90146 to 9017. But I would expect here you move down to 10.06662 and then up to that area and then support there, and then we can talk about moving higher. Okay. I hope that helps. The next one is XMR at the request of Mr. Hat. Mr. Hat, you know this one deserves its own video, but you also know I got a lot of requests today. One, I know you said don't push it, but I'm pushing it today, man. I'm gonna try to push it. Speaking of, I need some water actually. Maybe that'll help me. Oy, oy, oy. Oh my God. Oh, let's see here. Get all situated. All right. XMR. Here we are. 158. Chilling. Kind of like compound. Hold on, man. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm muting it so you guys don't hear me just going 158 right now. Kind of reminds me of compound because you've been accumulating for basically the same amount of time. A lot tighter of a range, a lot more consistent of a range. Very boring, to be fair. Probably really easy to trade though, because essentially anytime that you've been at like 160 to 180, if you just sell and you look to buy back at like 125 or lower, you probably nailed it pretty well over the past couple of years. It didn't happen all the time, but just like it's a pretty safe bet. That bet's going away though. You've got your new consolidation range relative here. This is kind of a horizontal phase. I think you'll break out to the upside. Generally with horizontal ranges like this, you tend to break out in the direction that you came into the pattern, which was up. So I would call this a bullish phase. It's a neutral pattern, but the directional heading is dependent on what you did before you came into it, right? So I would think you go up above. And what's nice about that is if you break out of this consolidation phase here, you're breaking out of this consolidation phase here. So not only would you see a respective move to this, but I think you'd see a move in respects to this, and it'd be very large. You're at 158 right now. I would expect to move at least to your golden ratio zone in a very short amount of time. When you do make this pop, look at that double bottom too. Something to like 273, 308, but man, this thing's XMR. It's been suppressed. It's been held down. You've been bouncing between the 382 and 236. You got a double bottom. You could tear all the way up to 362, 427 by the end of the year. Like that could genuinely happen in a very very short amount of time, man. But time will tell. We'll see. If not by the end of the year, I definitely would expect these targets to happen sometime early next year. But I feel safe saying 273 to 308 is in the bag by the end of the year. Weekly RSI, very neutral, but you are more bullishly postured. In fact, man, you're the most bullishly postured you've been throughout this whole range, right? Tides are turning. You're above the 123 moving average, the green line here, where you've been held down by it before. You didn't even get near it before. Suppressed. You found support on it back here, right? Then once you broke below it, you've been below it ever since, but now you're consolidating. Things are different. Again, similar to a lot of cryptos right now, you're just biding your time until the pop comes, and it's going to come soon, man. It really is. A lot of people, I feel like, discredit XMR because it didn't have an exciting bull cycle last cycle. It kind of had a double top cycle to cycle, but this was a very exciting bear cycle because it was so lackluster. And it bled into a crab market. That's kind of not exciting. But again, a lot of cryptos look like this. I think XMR is one of those coins, one of those OG coins that's going to melt faces this cycle, you guys. I really do. People ask me. I went on a rampage. Okay, I'm going to take a moment to just talk about myself real quick. I went on a rampage yesterday on my Facebook. None of you have my Facebook. I don't want any of you to have my Facebook. That's personal. Those are the people that I grew up with that have my Facebook, right? But I went on my Facebook. You guys, it's crazy that I have almost 8,000 subscribers, and people that I know in real life, they don't take me seriously at all when I talk about crypto. But the reason for that too, I think, is I don't charge for anything that I talk about, right? I feel like if I had classes, people would just take me more seriously for whatever reason. And then also, I don't talk about how much money I made. I don't talk about how much money I made. If I did, people would be serious. They'd be like, dude, sign me up. I didn't know you did that. I know what it's like to make $100,000 in a 24-hour period. That happened last cycle multiple times. I know what it's like to lose $200,000 in a 2-week period, okay? it comes and it goes, but I walked away with a lot of money last cycle, especially from where I started, right? And we're looking to walk away with a lot of money this cycle too. But it's crazy to me, man, how people just like know about crypto, but they don't take it seriously. This is the best thing, and I don't know where I got off on this tangent, but all I was trying to say is that I think it's in respects to this we're about to pop. I went off yesterday, man. I made a bunch of posts on my Facebook page telling people that it's like the time to get in a bunch of different ways, in my own kind of poetic ways, and I really mean it, right? I really, really mean it. I might even like kind of redo some of those posts and put them on my x.com, but some of them aren't really relevant to just random people. They're only like relevant to people I know. I definitely do expect we're going to pop soon. Like I don't make frantic posts to the people that know me in the real world. I don't do that unless I think we're about to break out, and I haven't done that at all this cycle, right? I haven't. The last time I did that on my Facebook page was like in October of last year, and we moved up. We had a good little rally from October until March, right? Didn't we? But I'm doing it again, man, because I really do believe this last bit of the year and going into next year is going to be very exciting. But enough of the tangent. XMR, waiting on a move. I gave you the targets. Let's get on with our bad selves, okay? By the way, if you're wondering where I think XMR is going to go by the end of this cycle, oh, that's where I got off on the tangent. XMR, people ask me on Facebook what cryptos I recommend to buy. I like XMR, man. XMR is one of those that I throw out there, really, because I want to give people safe bets that will still make them money. XMR has proven itself to be a safe bet, and I definitely believe this cycle is going to make people money, right? Even if it doesn't make the most amount of money out of any crypto, it's going to be a good experience, especially for any person getting involved, right? This will be a nice little taste. $1,000, $2,800, those are minimum targets. I really could see XMR seeing prices as high as $6,000 to $18,570. I know it sounds nuts, believe me, but dude, this thing has some pent-up aggression, okay? It really does. Like, technically, if you look at this thing, if we look at this for what it is, let me just do it this way. Let's do it in another aspect here real quick. I'm glad I spent some extra time on this. No, let's do it. Come on, let's keep going. Where are we at here? 6 months? Sure. Do a 6 month? I mean, like, to me, this looks like a bull pole and like a flag or a pennant or some kind of something, right? Like, it's a bullish. In that aspect, you could like expect this thing to move up. Like if you were to take it as that for what it is, you basically just take this move here, put it at the base, and then boom, it's all the way up at $30,000. If we were to do like a pattern breakout move, and maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. I think it's possible for XMR to see 30K this cycle, as crazy as that sounds. I think it deserves that price, and over time it will achieve it if it doesn't see it this cycle. But in no aspect would I deny that these prices are possible, absolutely, by the end of this cycle. But what I would more expect at a minimum is new all-time highs, $1,000 to $2,800. A little bit on the likely side even is like 6 to 8K, and then we're getting a little bit less likely, but still completely deserved up in this range, man. Like I really do think XMR is suppressed, and its true price will be realized one day. Is it going to be this cycle or not? That remains to be seen. But again, this is one that I actually recommend to people that I know. I'm that certain of it, right? I don't hold any myself because I am a little bit more risky, right? And I'm invested in cryptos that I think can do better, but there's some that I'm less certain of. Of course, I recommend people buy Bitcoin Cash. I love Bitcoin Cash, and that one I think will do better than XMR, and I'm very secure in that one as well. But here I am just talking about myself, man. Let's move on. DigiByte for Party Boy. Party Boy, you guys, he's out of the big house. He's going to be throwing some parties with the boys and the ladies. I don't know, whatever tickles your fancy, man. But he's going to be partying. You know he is. I'll show you guys. You don't know who Party Boy is. Let me show you. This is the guy. He went to jail because he was partying too much. But this is our boy right here. He's out now. He's free and he's ready to mingle. We're talking about DigiByte for you, my friend. Let's see here. Weekly. And I hope you don't mind that I said that, right? You said that on the Discord, and there's a lot of people in the Discord, so I'm sure you're not like ashamed of it, you know. I hope you're not. I hope I'm not putting you on blast, my friend. But you're at, let's see, DigiByte again. Like I said, this is one that's in the doghouse, right? The reason why it's in the doghouse, in my opinion, is that, well, dude, is this the right? I don't think this is the right chart to use. Let me see. Yeah, not the right, because it had such a big wick up there. Man, genuinely worried about DigiByte, you guys. I don't think it'll see new all-time highs this cycle. I've been saying that I do think it'll see highs above this, but man, you got to hold the, like, dude, you got to hold the line. You're looking more bearish than I gave you credit for. Oh, there you go. Okay. Hey, it was just the Israel-Iran deal today. That's what it was. Okay. A little bit of a double bottom, right? You did have some volume come in, but probably, is this on buying? Yeah, I guess it's a little bit of volume. Not the best looking daily RSI, but not the worst either. And you are bouncing right off the oversold zone. I think you're fine. I think you are fine. Getting closer to that 123. You did reject it, but again, double bottom, nice area to find support. Let's see what you do. Bullish divergence, yes. So that would be good back up to this. So you're going to recover all of yesterday's losses very quickly, probably today. Let's see what you do. I think you'll move up to 0.007, 0.008 very soon. And then by the end of the year, I would expect you're at least at like a cent and a half, 1.3 cents to 1.5 cents. But you really could be all the way up at 3.4 cents or 5.6 cents by the end of the year. It's possible. Maybe not by the end of the year, actually. I should take that back. Maybe I should say like 2 cents, around 2 cents by the end of the year, because I forget what my overall prediction is. I'm not expecting you to see new all-time highs. So if you're above $1, or if you're above a cent, I'm sorry. What is it? What was it that I was saying? If you're above 3 cents, I mean, you could be above 3 cents by the end of the year. I'm not going to lie, actually. You could be. It's possible. Let's see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. It's kind of unknown, right? But you've been very lackluster all cycle, so I think erring on the side of caution is a little bit more appropriate. Your macro 382 is right here, right at your 100.886 level there. So something around 2 cents I think is more appropriate to call for by the end of the year. By the end of the cycle, I would expect something around like 5.6 cents to potentially as high as like 12.5 cents. But again, I'm not saying it's a good time to sell. DigiByte, it's kind of a tricky situation because, again, I'm not expecting too much out of this. But I do expect that it will see higher prices than it's seen in like multiple years. So if you were to sell here, it's literally the worst point to sell probably. But yeah, it's going to move up in a very short amount of time. I think today and tomorrow in a very short amount of time up to 0.007, 0.008. And then from there, we're just waiting, right? Waiting probably on the rest of crypto to finally decide to move up. And that could happen, guys. That could happen by the end of this month. Like you could be DigiByte and the rest of the cryptos that are in their relative consolidation phases could be breaking out by the end of this month. Like it could really happen that fast, and I think it will. Somebody, and I'll leave them nameless. I actually meant to go over this in another video. But somebody, and this happens from time to time, somebody was saying that I shouldn't make all these calls with specific time frames because I'm wrong on them sometimes, right? And I was like, I'll be wrong, man. I'll be right. You know, I don't care. I'm going to keep making bold calls. I really don't care. And if I'm wrong about this one, if I'm wrong about Bitcoin being at new all-time highs by the end of this month, then I'm wrong on it. But here's the deal, man. If I'm wrong on that, I'm going to be wrong barely, right? I made the call that Bitcoin was going to new all-time highs when we were back, let's see, when we were down here. We were at the lows of this month. I made it like literally when everyone was saying Bulltober or Uptober is a lie. We're going to go down because everyone, when all those X posts were going on, that people were like, of course we're moving down. Everybody was expecting October to be bullish. Of course we're moving down. Everyone's thinking they're smart. I'm like, nope, we're going to see new all-time highs by the end of this month. And I know that sounds so crazy. It sounded really crazy down there when we were below 60K. But now that we're at about 67K, seeing a high of 69.5K already this month, we're only 10% away, guys. 10.4% away from seeing new all-time highs. Bitcoin can do that in a day. It can do that in a day. When I say, and here's where I bring it back to the point, when I say that this stuff can move fast, man, and that's where I got distracted. it can move fast. It can move faster than I'm saying it can, and that was like the issue in the comment. And it's no issue. I know if you're listening to this, you know who you are. I'm not going to throw out names. You know, or I hope you know that I didn't take offense to it. I hope you're not taking offense to what I'm saying. But his remarks were basically like, you're making people think things move faster than they do in crypto, and that's just not true. And I'm like, no, man. The thing is like, I am calling for these moves to happen. I am making some bold calls, calling for a new all-time high by the end of this month. Yeah, that is a relatively fast move, but this is crypto, man. Like, dude, when we were down here calling for this by the end of the month, that's nothing, right? That's nothing. This isn't even anything. That's nothing. You want to see, like, right, how fast we can move. We can move so much faster. You guys, genuinely, we're stuck in this mindset where crypto's just boring and it doesn't move fast anymore. It's not the truth. It does this to people every cycle. You guys, you'll blink one day. The reason why I'm okay with making bold calls and putting time frames on them and being wrong at times. I'll be wrong. I'll be right. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I've been right before. I'll be right again. The reason why I'm okay with that is because I'd rather see you guys get in at least, right? And then maybe we're not at new all-time highs by the end of the month. Maybe it's the first or the second week of the next month that we're there, but at least you got in. At least you felt the urgency to get in, right? Like, even if we're not here, anybody that bought whenever I'm like, dude, we're going to go to new all-time highs by the end of this month, you're sitting pretty right now. You're pretty damn happy that you bought there. You know what I mean? So even if I'm wrong, I feel like I did the right thing still. I'm not trying to mislead anybody. I'm not trying to just say things for grab it, gotcha titles. Of course, I know calling for an all-time high by the end of October is going to get attention, but I'm not just saying this shit. You guys watch the videos. I do my analysis. I actually put in the work. I give you reasons behind my logic. And statistically speaking, that's what made me say that I thought we're going to be at new all-time highs by the end of October. Statistically speaking, we were in favor of that. We are still in favor of that. It's still October. The average October close was like 28% to the green, okay? We're only 5.5% right now. The average October close was 28% to the green over the last 2 bull cycles, okay? I'm not just making it up. I'm not just saying things for funsies. I'm not just trying to blow smoke up people's asses and get them excited for nothing. I mean it when I say it, and I come up with these numbers for a reason. It's not just out of nowhere. But enough of the tangents. I'm not going to sleep tonight at this rate, so let's keep moving. Turbo at the request of Flower Child here. Where are we at? Turbo. My goodness. Let's see. I'm on one tonight, guys. I don't know what's up with me. I feel good, though. Other than the damn throat, man. Other than that damn thing. Turbo looking frisky. Not so much this week. Down 17, almost 18%. A little bit less frisky this week. Let's see. Is this? No. Couldn't be. Hold on. Okay, it's not. Okay, good. I was going to say, is that a bearish 3 drives? It kind of looks like it almost, right? Like this. I was just talking about that with MHAT and the Traders Guild, those 3 drives patterns. It almost looked like it, but, and I even said that actually. I was like, what I have been noticing is a lot of false 3 drives patterns, right? Where you get this look, you should have found resistance at your 14141618 zone here, but you broke through it. Like that's literally, you can check the Discord, any Discord people. I said that exact thing. This to me, it looks like a false 3 drives pattern. Like it's pretty damn perfect. Look up, like let's just look up right now. Right? Perfect. It says 1272. I've seen people define it as 1272, 1618, 1414. You know, I've literally seen it as both. It looks like they're all just saying 1272 though. 1272, 618 here. Yeah, let's see, 1272 or 1618 is what it says. In my opinion, it's a little bit more malleable than that. Really, it's just like in between the 1272 and the 1618, but each top is the exact same fib as the one before, right? It's not that each one can vary between that range. It's that they're precisely the same within that range, but precisely the same number or fib extension each time. If that doesn't make sense to you, you probably just don't understand fibs. And that's okay. It doesn't need to make sense to you. Okay, just understand that it looks. All I'm saying is it does look kind of like a bearish 3 drives pattern, but it broke out. It falsified it, and that was just a point I was talking about with Mr. Hat here earlier in the Discord. Anyways, Turbo. God damn, I am getting distracted. High to low here. Tipping that 1272. Give it a little tipperoo there. Liked what it was doing. It's like, here you go. Here's a tip. Holding the 886, pulling back to there. Very normal, very bullish behavior. I'm not worried about it at all. I think you're fine. Yeah, a lot of volume came in here, and you just gave it all back. Maybe it was because of the news or whatever, but you're at an area where I think is really nice to find support. I would expect you do find support. If you don't, you could go as low as the 786, but I really would not believe that you go below here. You have multiple areas of resistance going back. I wonder if we even go back further. Not really. But still, multiple areas of relative resistance there that could turn into support. It is pretty common to go to your 786 even, especially if you actually don't hit the 1272. That is pretty common. But I feel very comfortable that you will hold this zone and continue to move up. But if you don't, maybe you go to the 886 and then you move up from there. Maybe something like that happens. But I would expect the next target for Turbo would be anything from 1.6 cents. You're at $0.0085 right now. 1.6 cents to 2 cents, 2.1 cents, if not higher, man. This thing, when it wants to get going, like you really could right now. It might not feel like it. You might be in the midst of like one of these moves right here or one of these moves, right? It just might not feel like it, but you might not stop here at like 3 cents, 4 cents, something like that. Again, high to low. I would expect anything from at least 1.6 to 2.1 cents, if not higher. Okay, that's that. That's Turbo. Let's talk about CWIF. CWIF now. Catwif hat. Yeah, I've heard of this one. I was actually looking at this one the other day. And I looked at it, I feel like whenever it first came out, right? Back when WIF was just really popular and all the WIF off brands were coming out. This is one of them, obviously. Let's see. Low to high, 618 golden ratio zone held, beautiful, nice. And you're back above the 0.5. Nice move up. Not a whole lot of volume, but that's okay. A little bit of volume. I think it's fine. If you move down from here, you're probably going to hold that 6042 area, 43 area. Okay, you're going to hold that zone. But all in all, I do think you move up. I would think this thing moves up, yeah. I think that's a fine area to find support. And let's say you see new all-time highs. That'd be at 5045 to 5096. Basically like 401, man. That's your next target zone. You're just waiting. And this is a meme coin. It's a meme coin that's been consolidating since May. It's going to rip whenever it decides to rip. A lot of coins that have been consolidating, you're looking for 886 to 618 moves whenever you rip. This thing's looking for extensions. When this thing rips, it's going to rip hard. So it's definitely a good time to get in if you're looking to get in, I would think. It might go lower. It could go lower, but any downside from here is insignificant to what the upside is. And if you just wait one day, you're going to wake up and it's going to be up there. Like this thing likes to move, right? I would assume you're going to move faster than this right here. Oops, that's not the best line, but faster than this move here, slower than this move here, right? Something in between. But yeah, that's CWIF. Let's talk about the next one. MUMU. I was hoping it had something to do with a cow. Is that weird that I was hoping that? Let's see. Is this the right one? Looks like the right one. We're going to use you. MUMU the Bulbul. Does anybody actually buy these coins? Like up here that are advertised? Like, I mean, these ones maybe, but the ads, like you don't buy the Dex screener coin ads, do you? Like those are, I feel like, always blatant scams. I don't know. It's like they make it easy for you. Like, oh, definitely don't buy this one. I don't know. Maybe there's been some good ones, but I can't think of any coin that I've seen up here in the ad that I've ever heard anybody talk about ever. There's a reason why they put it on the ads there. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. We're at 4 zeros, 5, 2 right now. Looking bullish. I would treat this chart like this, essentially. Ignore this. Ignore that big wick. Right? Crazy movement, but you came back down as quickly as you went up, right? Yeah. I wonder. Refine it a little bit more. Let's see. Where you at there, MUMU? Yeah, it was just a 1 hour. Someone fat fingered it, right? Someone did a big swap, and they're in the red. They're clearly in the red, unless they sold. I doubt they sold. It doesn't look like, I mean, unless they distributed it over time. But with swaps, it's like, it's just a pain in the ass to do that. But maybe, I don't know. You're at 40524 right now. I don't feel like this is an appropriate high to take, so I'm going to take this high to this low. Again, drawing fibs, this is where it's on you as an analyst to decipher and use your discretion as to what's appropriate in the charts. Yes, this is the technical high. Yes, this was achieved on the charts. You're even finding respect on the relative 236 and the 069. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is relevant, but I don't feel comfortable using it. I'm going to take this high to low here. And this doesn't even look as well respected as the other one, but going forward, I feel more comfortable with this. I would say 408 to 4088 is your next target. I would expect you stop there just because of the behavior of this thing. Then you probably pull back, find support, and then you move up higher. But that's the target. I would expect, just looking at it, it keeps moving up. Keeps on moving up. Maybe when things really take off for the meme coin markets, you'll see this thing rip. I bet it does move back up to this high point again. It's just a matter of time, right? And I doubt that it moves back up to this high point in the same fashion as it did before. But what do I know? That's MUMU. Next one is Safe for Mr. RP. RP Kelly. 150 right now. 150 on Coinbase. Is that the one we want? Kraken? Nope, definitely not Kraken. Oh, Bybit maybe? Bybit spot. Oh yeah, baby, there we go. Wait, that's April. And that's April. We're going to take Coinbase. We're going to use Coinbase. From the all-time high to the all-time low. Let's see here. Pulled all the way up to your 61869 zone. Nice. Finding resistance there, tipping it. That's okay, man. A lot of volume. Nice move. Definitely a nice move. You didn't persist further. You're finding resistance in an area you found resistance before. If you found support before, it's the golden ratio. You got some wicks going on. It wouldn't be crazy at all if you move back to your 0.5 zone. I normally would call for a move down to the 382, but I feel pretty comfortable in saying about $1.30 is where you're going to go, just below there. You're at $1.50 now-ish, so not too far down. A little bit down. If you're looking to buy into it, I think a better opportunity will present itself soon, probably over the coming week. But soon, yeah, I would expect this thing does continue to move up. If you go lower, I very much would expect you hold the 382. It's a very common thing to do. You also have resistance there and a little bit of resistance back there. So definitely a support zone right there at about $1.08. And regardless, I very much do believe somebody was asking, I think RP, you were asking, do I see this thing like doing well? And you're at $1.50. The answer is yes. Undoubtedly, I see this thing going to $4.673 and probably beyond that too. So it's not fair for me to guess where the all-time high is going to be for this cycle because it's too new and I don't know enough about this project to have a genuine opinion on it. But I know enough about TA and charts to feel comfortable enough to say that, yeah, $4.672, that's in the bag, man. You're going to be at the double digits soon enough. Like, there's a car alarm going off and I think he just woke up my daughter. Maybe not. She whined a little bit, but she's okay. $4.672. I think I made my point clear. I want to look at this real quick, though, I guess, before we move on. $730 million. That's not a low market cap, but that's not a high market cap. You can do a lot with that, man. What I mean by what you can do a lot is you can do a lot of growing, okay? Like, what would a 100x would be? No, you don't. You probably wouldn't do a 100x from here. Maybe like a 50x. You could do a 50x. 50x would be like 36.5 billion. 36.5. That puts you I'll put you up there, man. Maybe you only go to 61. A lot of crypto's been finding significance on their 3113s. But also the 3618's been at play. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you could go as high as like 128, 61 to 128. It's a very big range, but that's my best guess. I don't know if you actually see those prices. I don't know if you actually stop at those prices, right? But like I feel comfortable enough to throw those out there as guesses for your all-time high. But again, I don't know enough about this thing. From what I've heard, if I'm remembering correctly, this is like a liquidity protocol, right? Like a liquidity layer for, is it for Solana, I think? Or for something else? What? Let me just see. What is safe crypto? Or, oh, it's for Ethereum, sorry. Not for Solana. So it's just like deep, is what I heard, I'm pretty sure. It's like a liquidity provider. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one, but I think that's it. I'm just saying I could see it do well. Yes, I could see it do well. Let's move on. I'm spending too much time here. I'm going to talk about GTC for Connor Hayes. Connor Hayes, we're doing this for you, my friend. GTC is another one that's in the doghouse. One that I'm still holding, but I plan on selling as soon as we get to $1.10. I've actually even debated on selling it now. I really wanted to sell it at like 80 cents. I got the vibe. We just didn't hit 80 cents. Of course, we went as high as 78 cents. If I were to sell, I would tell you guys. I always would. I never tell you if I'm planning to sell. Because if I say I'm planning to sell, well, that's not true. I'll tell you if I'm planning to sell, like where the targets are, where the highs are. But if I'm like about to make a split decision, right? I said I would sell around like $1.10, $1.15, something like that, because that's where I bought, right? Around these lows here. At this time, it wasn't these lows. It was like back here, or maybe it was the highs even. I forget whenever it was that I bought. It might have been. I think it was closer to over here. Anyways, this is kind of like a split decision. I don't want to just tell people I'm thinking about selling whenever it's like an iffy thing, right? I'll only tell people if I actually do it, because if I tell people I'm going to sell and then I don't do it and then it like rips, that would just look bad. It would have been a good idea to mention it, I guess, up there. It would have probably looked good, but I wasn't confident in it, right? I'm not really as confident in this thing anymore. Hard to be confident in a chart that's doing this in a bull market. I do believe it's going to do well from here through the rest of the cycle. I definitely do. I think you could see a 10x from here or more. Absolutely, I do. I just don't think you'll see new all-time highs. So if you want to hold on to it, I think it'll do well. But I'm looking for more than a 10x for the rest of this cycle. And I'm not one of those people that's going to tell you, like, you're not able to find a 10x in crypto. It's crazy. It's really crazy to me how many people, like, act like even a 10x is such a hard find in crypto. It's really not hard at all, right? I've had several coins already this cycle that have done over a 20x. Over a 20x, over a 10x already, right? Let alone throughout the rest of the cycle. Like that, it's very, very easy to achieve. I've had plenty of coins that haven't done anything and might even be in the red. This is one of them that's been in the red, right? But I'm just saying, like, I would at least expect a 10x from here. From a high to a low, your golden ratio is right there, 624. You're at 63 cents right now. 834, that's your area. But I bet you come up to these top areas somewhere around 12 to 18 bucks by the end of the cycle. But for right now, we're just looking for you to move up. Weekly RSI actually doesn't look bad. I'm not gonna lie, it actually doesn't look bad, to be fair. Daily RSI doesn't look bad either, so I bet you start moving up here pretty soon. Looking for a move to $1.34, you're at 63 cents. That's GTC. And yes, that's just your next move. That's not the cycle high, in case I didn't make that clear. Used car is the next one. A gently used 2001 Honda Civic. Let's see here. That's just hilarious. What color is it? Is it gray? Is that what it was? White, gray, something like that. At the request of Mr. Jordan Bailey, we got this for you, my friend. All right, high to low. Look at that. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Volume's increasing. Nice. It's a nice move. No, it's nothing compared to what it was over here, but that's okay. It's still increasing relatively, right? That's the most volume you've seen since I mean, since April, and even then you're seeing more volume than you've seen since April. You haven't seen more volume than what you've seen in the last like couple weeks since February. Tipped your 618 golden ratio zone, pulled back right to your 382, bro. It's perfect. You're ready to go. That's the low of this move. You've already done it. 32% down right now from your relative high. You've already done it. Look at that. Yesterday, tipping. Perfect, bro. Literally perfect. Literally perfect. You hold the line there. I think you do. And you move up. The next target area, no doubt, is 7.3 cents to 11 cents. Somewhere in that zone. Yeah. And by my guess, you'll be there by the end of November. So that's that. That's not bad. What is that, man? Hold on. That's not bad gains there, Jordan Bailey. Jordan Bailey, man, pulling out the good ones. You've been hitting some good ones with your requests lately, man. Honestly, like I feel like every time I see a request, I'm always like at first I'm like, okay, like I don't expect much out of this, but I'm like, but he's done some good ones, so let's do it. Like you did, what was it, an LTCN versus LTC chart, or it was some kind of obscure charts that I found significance in that I thought were kind of cool. But again, picking out a good one. You got your eyes on the good ones, man. I definitely think you do. You got a good eye for it. So yeah, this Jordan Bailey, you might be the winner tonight, man. And that's no small feat on a 23 coin altcoin request video. USEDCAR, guys. Meme coin, totally silly. But I'm telling you, it genuinely, like by the end of November, this thing could be at a 5 to an 8x. 5 to 8x from where it is now, genuinely. And I don't believe it goes any lower. Like, I'm super confident if you do go lower, insignificant amounts. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be barely wrong. But I'm not just making this call as like a bold call just to get attention. I'm making it because I mean it. This exact maneuver going to your 618 382, classic. Support at previous areas of support back here, previous areas of resistance back here. I wonder if we go back, take a walk, support back here, support back there, a little bit of support in this area, kind of, a little bit of resistance in this area, kind of. So a significant area in the chart, no doubt, significant area in the fibs. Yeah, you're going to move up in a very short amount of time, man. If not by the end of November, definitely by like the very beginning of December. You could, yeah, this thing looks like it wants to rally. I do believe it'll see new all-time highs too. Maybe I should buy some gently used Honda Civic, man. Cost is the next one. Hitting up all these deck screener coins, man. For Marcos Izquierdo, I'm going to put a little note next to USEDCAR, because that's the only one so far that stood out to me like it could be a winner so far. Not that any of these can't go up or be winners in their own right for the cycle, but anybody that's watched this channel, you know what I mean whenever I say a winner, right? It's just like relative to the coins. They might all be winners, right? But not like only one is going to win the video, right? It's very. I think I've had 1 or 2 videos in the 2 years I've been doing this now where there was a tie. I've been doing TA a lot longer than 2 years, guys. Okay, I'm just talking about the YouTube channel. Anyways, let's see. Is it 2 years? It's got to be. Yeah, it is 2 years. Yeah, wow. It's been over 2 years now. 382, 236. Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. Damn. Not what you want to see, man. Yeah. That's a lot of volume that came in there, Marcos. You didn't do it. Look at, like, last time you saw these readings was up here, and boom, you went down. I think this thing's dead. I know, man. I know I made a bad call last time, right? I was saying that it was dead down here, and I didn't expect much of it, and then it just pumped in my face, but this is a pretty standard retracement. You pumped up to a previous area of resistance right up to your 382. If this chart was flipped, I would say it's super bullish looking right now, and you're going to see new all-time highs. You're going to see new relative lows. I'm very confident you'll see new relative lows. You're at 0.005 right now. I'm going to give it the same analysis I gave it the last time I talked about it, man. You're going down, right? You're going down. Wrong about the timing, just not wrong about the price. It's going to happen. Yeah, man. To be fair, though, volume's decreasing as you're moving down. I don't know. You stand a chance. You stand a chance. Tell you what. Prove me wrong. Hold 0.00368, something around there. Hold that zone, and then I'll admit defeat. I'll admit that I was wrong, and you can move on up, right? Get above 1.15 cents, and I'll admit I was wrong, right? Until then, you could very well just be range bound, right? You could move up here, and I'm not wrong, right? You could move down here, and I am wrong, right? If you move up above this red line here, up above 1.15 cents, I'm wrong. So I hope that helps giving scenarios, but I don't think I will be wrong. I think you're on your way down below 0.2 cents, even lower than that. So not looking good. And not all of them, you know, not all of the meme coins can do well. It'd be nice if this thing went to $1 like the mission intended for it to do, but I don't know. We'll see. How's deep looking? Chilling. I feel like I keep mentioning deep. I'm like incepting people's minds to buy it. I haven't bought it yet, okay? I was just looking at it because it pumped relatively recently, and now it's down. Might be at a good area to buy. I mean, deep, what is it at right now? Let's see. Depp. Is there a Depp coin? Do we have a... Someone needs to make a Johnny Depp coin, okay? Let's see. 145 million. Yeah, that's a low market cap, man. That is a low market cap. We are talking about Bob. Bob now. I was expecting Bob Marley. Now, this one's at the request of Mr. D. Cosmala, Danny Boy himself, man. One of the OGs, like literally. He might not make his appearances in the Discord or on the YouTube channel all the time. He might not be the most proactive, but a dedicated subscriber. You've been here literally from like before I had even 100 subscribers, man. Daniel, appreciate you, bro. Bob, I appreciate all of you guys. I don't care if you're my 100,000th subscriber. I appreciate all of you guys very much. But there is, of course, you know, like there's a special place in your heart for any kind of person that's there with you from the beginning, right? And a lot of you right now, you're in the first 10,000 subscribers. Like this is the beginning of this channel, man. Like this living room, this just like how chill it is, and it's not like super professional. This is just the beginning, guys. Like I've got a lot of plans for what I want to do with this channel in the future. I'm just not at that point yet, right? That's next cycle stuff. But we got time. We got plenty of time, man. Plenty of time, and I'm gonna enjoy just being able to chill, being able to leave the camera, being able to go off script and just take a drink of water whenever I want to. Man, I don't have wheels on my chair. I don't know if anybody ever knew that or not. I actually had a nice chair at one point, but cats, man. Damn cats. They like nice chairs. Anyways, Bob, I don't know which one you want, Daniel. We're going to go with the one that has the most volume, right? Makes the most sense. Well, we've done analysis on this one before, apparently. High to low, went all the way up to your 786 and pulled back. You kind of did an inverse of what a lot of the crypto market's been doing recently. Consolidating, though, in a kind of unconventional way. I don't know what to think of it. I really don't know what to think of it. I'm going to guess you go up higher. I'm going to guess you do. If you move lower, 40275 is where you're going to go. You're at 40313 right now, so that's not too far away. But I do believe you move up higher. I do believe you even see new all-time highs, whatever the hell this coin is, right? High to low. Hold up. High to low. 2272 lines up really well with that 1272 all the way up at like 3067 to 307. That's your minimum target. 2618 lining up very well with the 1414 right there at about 0.0012. I don't know why the 3272 is gray. I don't like that. Let's change that. I don't know. Make it yellow. I really don't care what the colors are. Some people, I feel like people, if they copy my fibs, I'm just imagining this. I don't know if this is true because I haven't seen anybody else's fibs, but I feel like they'll copy my colors. I don't have them colored any specific way. I just chose them for, you know, for funsies. For the 1618 and the golden ratio zones, I try to make those stick out. You know, specific fibs, I do try to make those stick out in colors, but I don't have like specific colors there for a reason. I just choose them for fun. I don't know if that spoils anything for anybody. There's no point. It's just for fun. But yeah, I think this thing does move up. I don't know if I have anything else I want to say on that. That's Bob. It's just going to take its time, right? Again, if it moves down, it'll be a little bit, but it's going to take its time. Whenever it's finally ready, it will probably be a really nice move up. I really mean that, because the only pace that you seem to know when moving to the upside is freaking fast, right? Even these small moves are really fast, let alone the two big moves you had. And of course, every coin when it first comes out has that really big move. You probably don't see anything compared to that again. But when you break out of this consolidation phase, yeah, you're going to break out and be above new all-time highs within a 2 to 3 week period. Whenever it happens, you'll know whenever it happens because you'll be closing weeks above 4078. When you close any given week above 4078, that's when it's time to get excited. Until then, it's all just noise. I hope that helps. I think this is another one. Man, you guys are hitting me with these deck screener coins. You said DIJA. Is this a stock? Godzilla? Godzilla is the one that requested it. Nope. Godzilla. Unfortunately, I wonder, is this the one? Khadija? We could look at it. Yeah, stay away from it, guys. This one sucks. So I don't know, maybe it was a typo, Godzilla, but looks like we're only doing 22 requests tonight because that is not okay. Mana is the next. No. We already talked about Mana, but shout out to BBL nonetheless. AERO is the next one, and we're doing that for Adam Nowakowski. We're going to talk about AERO. And no, I did not buy AERO. I kind of wish I did. I'm okay that I didn't, but man, if I did, it probably would have done all right for me, right? Let's see. Yeah, I could have bought that. That would have been nice. Was talking about buying it too, and I just didn't. I bought a different coin, and it hasn't done any. It's actually down, so I made the wrong choice there, but that's okay. AERO coins that everybody's excited about and everybody talks about, they scare me because everybody's talking about them. I like to get into stuff that nobody's talking about, or that people might have talked about it once and then they've forgotten about. Those are the coins that tend to rally. But this one, even though people talk about it, it definitely did its thing. And of course, the coins that people talk about the most are oftentimes the best perform. Like Dogecoin was all anybody could talk about last cycle, whether you hated it, whether you liked it, and it did really well. So it's not a perfect metric to go off of. It's that contrarian state of mind, if you know what I'm talking about. Went right up to the 618 area, 69 area, pierced above it. Very strong move, actually. Resided in that area for a little bit even. You're moving down, and I'm kind of surprised, actually. You might not even hit that 0.5. I would have no problem for any other chart to call for that, but just looking at this thing, man, you might not even hit that 0.5. That really could have been it. Bouncing off the oversold zone. Let's look at your 4 hour. Dude. Bullish divergence. That is... I think it's... I don't know. I would call it bullish divergence. Yeah. I think you're good. You move back above that 618 area, dude. You're not stopping. So you're at $1.06 right now. You're moving up to $1.62, $1.94 in no time. Maybe as high as $3.86, and stuff like that by the end of the year. Time will tell. I mean, I definitely believe you'll see $3.86, $7.15, and beyond by the end of the cycle. But in a very short amount of time, probably by the end of November, you'll be up at this $1.94, $1.62 area. You're at $1.63 right now. By the end of the year, you really could be up in this zone here. So that's AERO. AERO. Blur is the next one. Blur. At the request of Mr. Mohammed El Mensi, Muhammad's another one that's been here for a good bit. Let's see here. Shout out to Muhammad. 22.27, down 22% this week. Yeah, whatever. It happens. Not a lot of volume on this move down. That's encouraging. I think it's encouraging. You're at an area in your RSI where you have found support time and time again, actually. Right around the 40, a common area to find support, and you have higher lows. Overall, dude, this RSI on the daily looks very bullish. And you're at a point that would make sense to turn around, in my opinion. Yes, you had the inverse shoulders, head and shoulders here. You broke out right there. Your measure move would take you all the way up to 38 cents. You're at 22.27 right now, so up and up you go, man. From what I've learned in my time, breaking back into the pattern after breaking out of it, right? Slanted inverse head and shoulders there. Breaking back. Oh, I guess you didn't. If it's slanted, you didn't break back into it. Yes, you're below this high, but okay, so you didn't break back into it. But still, back testing the area that you broke out from, it does hurt pattern performance, okay? It does hurt pattern performance. So if you're expected, what was that? I didn't mean to replay. Oh, damn it. If your expected area, I wish I had it. Damn it, I don't know why. I thought I had it. That's okay. Your expected area is like 37 cents. Because of that back test, it might hurt performance. You might not quite hit that, right? And obviously, I think you will hit that and then go beyond inevitably, but just relatively speaking. I don't know, man. That measure moves right up at your golden ratio. Normally, again, if you back test that, it hurts performance, but maybe not this time. Maybe not this time. Volume's increasing. Daily RSI looks really good. Weekly RSI is looking bullish right now, too. I bet your next move, you're at 22.27 cents. You're going to move up to 38 cents, 44 cents, something like that. If not by the end of this month, and we don't have much time left in this month, man. If not by the end of this month, I think certainly sometime in November you'll be up there. Overall, looking at this thing, it's a nice kind of, it looks like an Adam and Eve. Maybe it's an Eve and an Eve or some kind of double bottom pattern to some degree with this little fake out wick. I definitely do believe you'll see prices above this, and when you get above that, you're on your way to new all-time highs. From a high to a low, 145 to 293. 145 coming in right around your all-time highs. I bet you do find resistance there. Probably pull back and you move up, right? But yeah, and you probably don't stop at 293. Like that might be a momentary stopping area, but you've probably got higher to go after that for the rest of the cycle. But yeah, looking good, looking like you move up. If you move down from here, it would be very insignificant compared to the amount of upside you have. I definitely think you're going to move up to 38 to 44 cents very soon, Muhammad. NEIRO is the next one at the request of Sus Boy. Sussy. NEIRO. Oh, that's right. It's a meme coin too, isn't it? Oh yeah. Or NEIRO, I don't know what it is. Log. Someone asked me too, and I'm just going to go over it now, but someone asked me, like, do you use log? Do you use linear? Do you go back and forth between both? And there's certain charts that I do use linear, but almost always I'm using log, right? Almost always, man. Like it's very rare that I use linear, and I feel like I make it known as to why I'm using linear if I do. And that's my personal preference. I answered this person's question without answering it, right? They asked me, what's better, log or linear? And my answer was, whatever you think works, man. Like, I use log. I find significance in it. It works for me. I know people that use linear. If they find significance in it, they're profitable. It works for them. There's no right or wrong to it, right? If it makes sense to you, if you can look at the chart and make sense out of it in whatever format you're using, that's all that matters. So there's plenty of people that will tell you log is the best for this reason. There's plenty of people that will tell you linear is the best for this reason. I'm going to tell you they both work, man. It's just whatever you want to do, right? Do you want to ski? Do you want to snowboard? I don't care. You're going to make it down the mountain, okay? It's just, I don't know what else to say other than that. So I'm going to end it on that good analogy there. 0.00144 right now for NEIRO, whatever it is. Finding support at previous areas of resistance. Looking good, looking bullish. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Low to high. That's not the low. Low to high here. I would normally have no problem calling for that 618. But being there at previous areas of resistance, I don't think you hit it. So I think you find support here and you continue moving up, yeah. Yep, NEIRO, whatever it's called, moving up, high to low. Looking for a move at 0.0026 to 0.0032. That's all I got to say on that one. And let's finish this up with our very last coin for Mr. Trevor Callahan. Trevor's been waiting on this request for a while. Thank you, Trevor. I know I've talked about Litecoin a few times since you've requested it, but this one is for you, my friend. Litecoin sitting at $69, such a sensual number. We're chilling, we're chilling. We bounced right off the 123 moving average, tipped it perfectly. We found resistance on it before. We're finding support on it now. It's good, it looks good. It's probably the best looking line that you could find support off of, and believe me, I know a lot about good looking lines. There's so many people out there that tell me, Chris, how do you find these good-looking lines? And I'm just that good. Trust me. I don't do the best Donald Trump impersonations, okay? But I try. Does that make it better? No, I don't think so. But finding support at previous areas of resistance. I wouldn't say that this was your breakout high, right? Like backtesting that isn't your breakout high. I would say this was a fake out of this overall range here. So really you're back testing the true resistance. This was your fake out in my opinion. And you're moving up from here. Yeah, I think you are. I'm not going to call for you to move down to your 382. I don't think you need to do that. Your daily RSI looks very bullish actually. Weekly RSI looks primed and ready to go. 4-hour RSI also bullish. Dude, that's some severe bullish divergence right there. Not on a price scale, but on your RSI scale. I really like that. I think this thing, you guys, the markets, if we don't dump in the next 48 hours, if we don't see this continuation happen over the next 48 hours, if we don't just move sideways today and move down or immediately move down, I have a feeling that we're about to get exciting. And I've been saying that for months. I know, man. I know. When we finally do pump, I'm not going to be like, I was right the whole time. You doubted me and I was right. I don't care to be like that. I hate guys that are like that, man, because the truth of the matter is, yeah, I was right in a sense, but I was wrong on timing. It's not about being right. It's not about being wrong. It's just about making money, right? It's about risk management. It's about putting your money in the right thing and just waiting, right? You can expect something to happen at a certain time. Rarely does it work out that way. You just got to be patient, really. You know, like it's not about being right or wrong. You could make more money being wrong 9 out of 10 times than someone could make money being right 9 out of 10 times if you have better risk management than them. If they have just as good of risk management as you, but they're right 9 out of 10 times, okay, they're going to make more money than you. But whenever it comes to risk management trumps being right over being wrong. Like it doesn't matter at that point. And that's all I mean, right? Like, don't get me wrong. If you're right 9 out of 10 times and you have the same level of risk management as somebody who's wrong 9 out of 10 times, you're probably going to make more money than them. Of course, obviously you will. I'm just saying that without risk management, being right doesn't matter at all, right? It doesn't matter. It's like really the foundation of all that we're trying to do here. When it comes to investing, when it comes to trading, when it comes to speculating, it's all about risk management. It's not about being right. It isn't. It's nice to be right. You feel good when you're right. You feel valid and vindicated. But it's not about that. We're at $69 right now. You're holding an area of support, right? Holding a previous area of resistance. You're holding it really nice. Your daily RSI really does look really good. Weekly RSI looks phenomenal as well. You're going to move up to this $100 to $115 zone soon. Very soon. Like, you're probably going to be, I don't know, man, you could be above 76, above $80 by the end of this month. We only have like 6 days left in this month. And I would expect that you're up here in this zone by the end of November. I think that you're going to break out of this overall phase by the end of this year. And then going into next year, we'll probably be at prices that are, like, actually, I think I should probably take this. prices that are around $200, $270 higher by the end of the year. Or sorry, by the beginning of next year. By the end of the year, above this zone. By the beginning of next year, somewhere up in this zone, if that makes sense. But yeah, Litecoin looks good. It's going to move up. I'm not worried about it at all. I got nothing else to say. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.